Okay, so the scene starts off on a normal school day with our main character Dave, and to give the rundown on bro, he's the definition of your average Joe. No girls, can't kick a ball to save his life, average at every other aspect of school, and he ain't even the funniest out of his two friends. Got his life set on max difficulty. You would think he's a white girl from the burbs who just lost the iPad. Shut up. And on top of this, Piccolo ain't even been to his school yet to teach his class on the art of aura farming, so he's just been losing it in almost every situation. Cause he peeps his crush Katie at her locker. She says,
"Hey, gorgeous."
And thinking she's talking to him, he says hey back, just for her to be talking to her friend standing next to him. I can't even sit here and laugh like this didn't happen to me back in the 6th or 7th grade. We don't talk about those dark times. But he goes to the comic book store with his homies, and this is where he first gets the idea to become a superhero. Got his friends over here straight hating, saying it's the stupidest idea they've ever heard. Just started calling bro all types of names. Got Dave unlocking new insecurities by the second. Told him he looks easy to draw, nigga. But one thing you have to know is that Dave over here is a real nigga, and with being one of those comes a whole lot of enhanced ignorance. So regardless of being talked to like this a rap battle, he dons the suit, becoming. And I ain't even go lie, he got that shit, I don't know. But all his aura points are yet again lost as he starts fighting the air in his room. And from assessing this scene, all I've got to say is, this nigga is trash. This superhero stuff was over before it even started. Over here throwing combinations like flight reacts, buddy just hang it up. But while bro's in his room hitting 10 sets of waste your husband's money, we go over to a father shooting his own daughter. I ain't never seen a man so happy, so geeked, so ecstatic about shooting his own flesh and blood. What could she have possibly said for him to commit such a heinous act? But turns out she's still alive and was wearing a bulletproof vest, and to people that haven't read the comics or watched the movies before, seeing these two on screen has to be the most weird yet hilarious thing you will ever see. Especially bro right here, this is really my goat. But by the time we get back to Dave, he is now on a roof getting ready to hit the Miles Morales. I swear, guys get a new fit, start thinking anything is possible. So my homeboy go up to the baddest girl in school the day he got his new fit, just to get hit with one of these. My brother, it was never the fit. But Dave starts his run up to hit the jump, and like almost every other superhero in their origin story, he chickens out at the last second, instantly changing back into his clothes, realizing he is not built for this life. Just to peep the same guys that robbed him earlier in the movie trying to jack a car in the same spot. Top 5 worst criminals, no mask, no gloves, just a crowbar and a dream. But Dave leaves the premises and Kickass makes his entrance. Got them over here laughing in his face. Just walk away from the car and we can forget about all this.
Really, nigga?
Rock to the face. He pulls out the batons from his inventory, slapping Brody, weave, and here go 2 more for y'all. Shank to the stomach, ending the fight before it could even start. Got his life flashing before his eyes, talking about some. He tries to cross the street to get some help, just to also get hit by a car. And I don't even know how Brody in the car didn't see him. He was past the sidewalk for a good 10 seconds, walking slow as hell in the road. It's not even like he popped out of nowhere. This has to be the worst driver I done ever seen. Up there with Brody, he's been taking lessons for the past 3 years straight. And he don't even attempt to help. Couldn't tell what race he was under the mask, just decided to play it safe and skedaddle. But Dave eventually gets taken to the hospital, and this is where we find out there's a whole Italian mafia running the streets of New York City. And this really has to be top 5 accents out there. Every time I hear it, I start feeling like Los Pollos is that. But they go to talk business. His son Chris tries to be a part of the team just to get turned away, cause just peep his face. Buddy, we all know you're not like that in the slightest. And this is where we find out there's another superhero other than Dave running around straight cooking his men. Took out about 20 of them in one night. Either the boss has to be hiring straight bums or is hiring straight bums, cause there is no way 20 niggas with switches get taken out by one man. What's up? You're fired. And to find out who the superhero is, they decide to interrogate one of their men that was there that night in the worst possible way, throwing him into a massive microwave, acting like he can hear anything they're saying, and he pops. Got Brody in the back laughing like he wasn't there day one. It's an evil world we live in. This almost the worst torture method than going on a UDY video, watching your shorty get cracked while Sergio's in the back like these. Just the definition of I love my job. He ain't even there to test the shorties, he's just there to peep the look on your face when they is with another man. But Dave then recovers from his little incident, having a bunch of metal put in his body, meaning that he can now barely feel any pain. And since he begged the medics not to tell anyone about the costume, they had to say they found him naked, meaning that everyone in the school has now come to the conclusion that bro is a zesty bestie, including his crush, asking him to go grab a coffee together sometime, thinking that she now has a new zesty bestie to talk to. And chat, I'm telling you, this may just be the method of the century, and you will see why later. But Dave goes back out as Kickass regardless of him getting smoked by 2 straight thugs a week before, and while he's out looking for a missing cat, he ends up tripping someone up, getting chased by their ops. Them boys were running a whole marathon just to catch up to him, and all I can think is, what did he do to make them that mad? But as they're molly whooping him into the ground, Kickass decides to join the battle, pulling out the batons, and this nigga is trash. I swear this whole fight was the sloppiest thing I done ever seen. Like a 60 overall at the function, he was just swinging around hoping something would hit. No technique in the slightest, and I can't even blame him. Guys be swearing they gonna be throwing perfect form punches in a real fight just to turn into KSI. But Kickass tells bro over here to go and call the police, and instead of doing anything helpful, he runs inside the restaurant telling everyone inside that a superhero is fighting so they can come and watch as he records. Out of the 20 people in the store, no one even attempted to help out in any way, shape or form. Didn't even call the police, just stood there mouth wide open, nigga. But they continue the squabbles, if that's what I can even call this. Bro ends up pulling out the blade, asking bro why he's even fighting them, and this is really just one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
The 3 assholes laying into one guy while everybody else watches? And you wanna know what's wrong with me?
What a W hero, no powers or nothing, just a guy trying to make the world a better place. Incredible. So they dip out the scene, leaving Kickass victorious, just for a bro that he told to call the police to pull up, camera in his face, asking who he is. Nigga, your end, where are the police? But he says his name is Kickass, which causes bro to go absolutely viral on the internet, even getting on the news. Just the type of popularity that would have had bro and Ellen back in the day, with Diddy pulling up from behind, the type of fame you do not want. But everyone ends up seeing bro on the news. His friends, the father and daughter from earlier, even the Mafia boss and his family are seeing it. He even has his own comic coming out. The glaze is insane. The new fit been doing wonders for bro. But he goes to grab some coffee with Katie the next day, and playing this zesty bestie has to be the most heartbreaking thing for bro. Got her over here telling him all her bop stories. Bro, just end it. But she brings up this one guy Rasul that she's been having problems with, and after hearing all this, he decides to go and slime him out. So the scene starts with him pulling up to the spot that she mailed to Kickass just to find Black Queso guarding the door. But he lets him in after saying he's a friend of Katie's, and he enters the trap house. We got the DJ over here playing a set to a grand total of 0 people, a crackhead in the back, and a bunch of other dudes doing whatever. And not even 2 seconds into the mission, he's already failed level 1, losing to the Snow Bunny mind control the moment he walked through the door. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. But bro over here says he's Rasul. Yo, you gotta stay away from Katie now, gang. She said your dreads are ass, you ain't had a retwist in months, and your head looks like Brody from Minecraft. What did you say, nigga? Taser to the forehead. Got Brody hitting the choso, dropping to the ground, but he gets back up. His goons grab Dave, holding him down. Got me over here thinking it's GG's. Just for bro to get stabbed from behind out of nowhere, and Hit Girl makes her appearance. This little girl right here has to be the coldest person in the entire movie. She be on straight, timing every second of every day. Look at her little gangster nigga with a bob. As she starts counting each and every one of them, breaking the bowl out his hand, kicking him down. Who's next? Slip the knife and cutting bro in the back. Got him singing out like he's trying to serenade his shorty. Then hits a 720 backflip, kicking his dome. Cut flip, stabbing the stomach, stabbing the next guy, and with a smile on her face, pulls up on Brody with the back, cutting his leg off and stab in the back. And she ain't even letting the crackhead go, only pulled up to get his hit and leave. Over here talking about some
I didn't do nothing to you.
we do not care. Slap in the chest. And Brody over here go come out the bathroom to see all his homeboys fried. I don't know what you were doing in there to be surprised when you come out. There was no way you didn't hear all that. And for some reason he starts to flex his knife skills, like that's gonna help out in any way, just to get one upped by hit go as she throws it at him and kicks him back into the bathroom. And I don't even know what shorty was thinking. Could have been hit the dash while she was dealing with the other guys. You brought this on yourself. And while she's talking to Kickass, Big Mike gon' pull up from behind thinking this a horror movie, just to get popped in the head by none other than Big Daddy. I don't know why he would ever choose Big Daddy as this superhero name. That's how the African parents be with their children. I swear they just be making up words in the delivery room. And Brody really didn't even try to be original with his suit design. Got Batman watching this movie talking about some
He copied my whole fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
But she collects all the money from them, and both her and Kickass step out from the spot onto the roof, with her hitting the jump from building to building. And after realizing that bro is not built for this in the slightest, they decide to leave him back, with Kickass taking the stairs instead. And hey, I won't even blame him, cause bro don't even know them for real. All he's seen is an 11-year-old pull up murking 6 to 7 grown men with minimal help, and now they want him to follow them.
No!
And this event right here was the first time that Dave came to the conclusion that he is not like that. Had a literal child outplay him in every aspect. It may just be time to hang it up. I won't even know what he was thinking for real. He didn't even attempt to train once. Went straight out into the field thinking he was gonna get straight to cooking. Nigga. And to make matters even worse, they end up pulling up on him that same night, saying that it was the easiest thing in the world to track bro down. And the way that Big Daddy speaks when he's in the costume has to be the funniest thing about this movie.
I rerouted your IP address. Finding you was way too easy.
Taking this secret identity thing way too far, going over here speaking like he's BMO. But they tell him that if he needs their help, all he's gotta do is put on his website that he's on vacation and they'll find him as they dip out.
Hit girl, back to headquarters.
I swear he's really the funniest in this movie. But this is where we cut back to the Mafia boss peeping a picture of Big Daddy after he slimed out a bunch of his crew that night, including Rasul. And cause bro is irrelevant, the boss now thinks that the person who did it was Kickass and not BD, meaning that Dave now has a hit on him for no reason in the slightest. But the next day comes and Hit Go and Big Daddy are out here rifling Batman in terms of interrogation tactics, crushing someone's car with him still inside. I don't even know how they got the V in there. This don't even rival bro, this exceeds Batman. Against all evidence, at least bro doesn't kill, but this? It's already over the moment they catch you. We fast forward to Frank and his V, and not even an hour after putting the hit on Kickass, he ends up peeping him just walking down the streets of New York. Got him over here acting like he's Kaisenat finding a good barber. It's just too good to be true. He gets to following him down, and the minute bro walked into the alley, I knew it was GG's. Frank hops out the V and roundhouse straight to the dome. I was expecting him to throw a punch or something, but a kick this high in a suit. Yeah, you got it, gang. And he gets to stomping him out relentlessly, just for a random to pull up, peeping the whole situation. And this is just wrong place, wrong time, as Frank pulls out the pole, popping him in the back, and smokes Kickass as well, skedaddling him from the vicinity. Just for him to find out later that day that the person he just shot wasn't even the real Kickass, and just some kid on his way to a Kickass themed birthday party. Slimed out a random 15-year-old kid for dressing up as his favorite superhero. This is a sick Negro. Bro wasn't even thinking in the moment. Saw someone wearing a green costume and saw straight red. Got him over here blaming everyone else but himself, saying if they just got him Kickass earlier, this would have never happened.
Is this nigga serious?
But Kristen barges into the room saying that he knows a way to get Kickass, giving him a list of things he needs for this plan to work. I could have sworn I seen a cucumber and baby oil oh, you're on the list as well. I know what kind of man you are. So he says yes, and while the whole squad is chilling, we get the introduction of Red Mist, the dumbest looking superhero I think I've ever seen. And my only question in this whole scene is how in the world did they not know this was Chris? The nigga literally goes to their school and there is no person in the entire world with a face like this. There isn't a wig that can hide McLovin. Gang, we all know it's you. But all this hype around the Red Mist has Dave jealous, and to make it even worse, everyone on the table is glazing him, including his crush, saying that he has a better body than Kickass. And it's not even like Dave can say anything because he's supposed to be a zesty festy. All he can do is sit there and agree. This has to be the worst possible position a man can be in. Having to watch your crush talking about someone else that is practically your rival now while you're in the room. Yeah, just end it, gang. But he ends up getting an email from Red Mist later that night asking to link up, and this is where we get my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Fuck me, that kinda hurt.
McLovin was really perfect for this role, I can't even lie. But they get to chopping it up with Red Mist glazing him to make him feel more comfortable and showing him the Mist mobile. Got them riding around the city getting all the glaze in the world, and this was all just a play for the setup. As Chris tells his goons they're on their way, Frank's saying he's proud of his son. Just for when they get there, the whole building is in flames. And I'm low-key surprised cause Chris runs straight into the building to at least try and save some of his peoples inside. Maybe the suit is rubbing off on him or something. Got him running around the place like a black man at a frat party trying to find his people. But he peeps them all dead with bullet holes in them. Dave also peeps the same thing, and Chris randomly grabs this dough with them just about managing to escape with a total of 0 people saved. But Chris pulls up back to the crib saying that it wasn't even Kickass, and turns out the toy bunny that he stole had a secret camera inside. As he plugs it into the TV and we find out what really happened inside the building. As the recording starts with one of the guards standing around, and boom nigga, as he cuts his neck open, and from start to finish this was straight free eats as Big Daddy goes around sliming every single one of them in the worst way possible, while aura farming at the same time, out here using people as human shields while he pops the rest, tanking bullets to the chest and throwing bombs into rooms, and is doing this while walking down each and every one of them. This was the most calm massacre I done ever seen. Didn't move faster than 2 miles per hour with every step. Sensational. And after he's finished doing them like a horror villain, he sets the whole place on fire and cuts the camera. Got the whole room shook. They got a worse version of Batman on their tail, as if Batman wasn't already bad enough. So he sends out a hit for this new superhero, and this is where we get one of the greatest plays I think I done ever seen. As Dave decides to pull up on Katie dressed as Kickass, getting ready to reveal his secret identity. And I ain't gonna lie, he had me fooled in the first half, was out here hitting straight brick after brick, ending up getting pepper sprayed, and after telling her that he's not a zesty festy, she tells him to get out. But Dave, I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game, cause she tells him to come back, and bang! And I genuinely have no idea how this shot went in, from zesty bestie to this. Nigga, where's my crop top? And guys, this is why I say you should never trust a girl that has a supposed zesty best friend, cause all of a sudden he's over here saying his favorite player is Prime T-Mac. Boy, ain't no way, boy. But after this, we go through a bit of a time skip as Dave stops being Kickass while everyone else comes up with their plan to get at their ops. And this is where we get to the final act, as it starts with Dave checking his emails after a week of disappearing as Kickass, just to see Red Mist messaging him asking for help. They link up and Red Mist is over here tweaking like a guy after seeing his shorty at one of those Noop events, seeing the peoples whose warehouse got burned down think it was them, and now there's a price out on their heads, asking if there's any other superhero friends he has that can help out. And in a state of panic, he sends out the signal for Big Daddy and Hit Girl. They will meet up at Safe House B just for Red Mist to pop Hit Girl 3 times in the chest, sending her out the window, and the goons pull up, taking both Big Daddy and Kickass captive, with Big Mike 2.0 taking the bazooka. And the backdooring is really crazy. I ain't seen this kind of treachery since KD left OKC. Had the whole city flipped upside down. That's why I saw the white girls posted up like these, ready to get their get back. It was just a crazy time. But they chucked them both in a van, driving off to a safe house and start up the live stream of Kickass's face reveal. Got both Kickass and Big Daddy strapped to a chair in a dark room while they're playing this on the news. And nigga, is that Ghost? Went from the drug lord of New York City to a policeman. What a way to turn your life around. And I really don't know why they haven't cut the cameras yet. Got them over here getting straight molly whooped on live television. But they finally cut the feed after everyone done already seen what's going on. Everyone goes to the actual live feed and they is really just out here doing them dusty, pouring straight gasoline on both of them. Just for Dave's two friends to be over here straight geeking cause Marty finally was able to feel a woman's touch. You are a loser. Simple. But just before Brody can drop the lighter on them, ending the era of superheroes, he gets popped in the head and the lights go out. Got the goons in straight terror, thinking Diddy gon' pull up straight out the darkness. But you could argue it was much worse, with Hicko making her appearance, turning on her see in the dark goggles and starts popping them one by one in first person mode. This has to be one of the best scenes in the movie. The way they shot it was just so clean. But they set fire to Big Daddy to create some form of light, and bro is really the GOAT as he gives out the greatest call outs to switch from weapon to win the battle. Out here giving combs like his name is Mariah, but she takes out the loss of them, hitting them with the fake, putting out the fire and cutting the feed. Peep the look on their faces, they ain't never seen something like this in their lives. Had a little girl and a singing man slime out 20 of his men. Y'all are trash, and I mean that from the bottom of my... Y'all are trash. But Hicko then takes the mask off Big Daddy, got him over here cosplaying Darth Vader, and he officially passes due to his burns. RIP to a real GOAT, was out there straight cooking the whole movie. Incredible. But Hicko and Kickass leave the spot, driving over back to the crib, with Dave over here saying she has to stop this and go back to a normal life. But Hicko had other plans, gearing up for the get back of the century, with her starting off her plan dressed up as a lost schoolgirl, and Brody over here is genuinely a nice guy, trying to help her out, letting her use his phone just for the camera to pan, and he has a Glock in his mouth. Pause. She shoots Brody through the side of his mouth, double tap before finishing him off and moving over to the elevator. Got Dave watching in straight awe. The skill gap is insane. His best punch looks like Stephen A's worst one. She then gets out the elevator already suited up, knife to the neck, pulls it out, hits Brody over here with a knife uppercut, jumping onto the next guy, one to the neck, and throws it over to Brody's hand, jumping over to him and pulling his hand, causing him to shoot himself and alerting the rest of the guards. As they come out from around the corner, and in this situation you would think it's GG's, but yet again Hicko had other plans, popping out from out the corner and getting straight to work. And this whole scene I was confused on how she isn't getting hit, and now I finally figured it out. Nigga, it's cause she's weaving them, and this has to be the most gangster thing I think I done ever seen, catching the mic mid-air to reload the pose. Yeah, you got it, gang. But she finishes taking them out, bringing it down to the last guy as she throws the pole at him, hits bro with the meanest kick, grabbing the gun out the sky, getting ready to end him, just for it to be out of ammo and two more guys pull up from out the elevator. Her skedaddling behind the counter, and I just don't know why she's acting like she's got no more weapons. Nigga, there's a bomb on your chest, use it. But she peeps some knives on the counter just for Brody to pull up straight, blasting through the island. No aim, no precision, just holding down the R2 button hoping for the best, just for him to finish and get hit with two knives to the chest. And big man over here going to grab the bazooka to put an end to this tomfoolery. Got him over here talking about some
Say hello to my little friend.
just for Dave to pull up from outside on a jetpack, pulling out the Gatling guns and getting straight to putting holes in their bodies, saving the day. Got Dumb and Dumber over here thinking that sound was a bazooka. Is this nigga serious? And Hitgo then pulls up on the two dumbasses, flinging his gun away. Had quick draw on bronze, cause there's no way you don't get this shot off in time. Dave then pulls up with Chris charging at him, pushing him into the next room, turning this 2v1 into 2 1v1s. And I don't even know if I could call this a fight. Got them over here fighting like these in the cartoon, so we gon' skip over that and get to the real main event. With Hitgo charging in, sit your ass down. Got her laying on the floor straight dumbfounded, but she weaves the stomp, double weave running around the place with him chasing after, just for her to hit a backflip over his head, jumping onto him. Right, left, headbutt, biting his shoulder, tasting straight leather. Got him over here talking about some
Shit gonna fuck up my fucking leather, man. Shit ain't leather, nigga.
but he throws her off, pinning her against the wall just to get hit with a glass bottle, throwing her across the room. That strength really goes crazy. But she grabs a knife and is over here moving like bro from Bloodhouse. Peep the weave, shoulder stab, cut to the face, onto the elbow, just for him to grab her, hitting her with a pimp slap and slamming her onto the table, as both Dave and Chris knock each other out during their sorry ass fight. And I swear this is hatred at its finest, cause he peeps the pole on the floor, going to pick it up, just to spin back, hitting her with 2 rights just to go and grab the pole anyways. DDG would be proud. But he grabs the gun, walking back over, just for Dave's unconscious body to disappear, as he pulls up with a rocket launcher in hand and pops him straight in the stomach, sending him flying out the building and exploding. Someone down there got a pair of fingers in their food. I know you effing lying. But he picks her back up, flying off before Chris can pull up with a samurai sword. He must think this is London, get a load of this guy. And they land and introduce each other as their secret identities, just to decide to aura farm. And by this alone, I can already tell Piccolo taught them well. Peep the cape flowing in the wind. He taught the same thing to Gohan. Well done, my youngins. But this is now the end of the movie, with Mindy going to school while moving in with her dad's best friend. Everyone but Quicksilver having a shorty, I feel your pain brother, and Chris becoming the next supervillain.